Homestead Baptist Church. It's good to be with you here on this Tuesday morning. As you know, Pastor Joey and I, we've been doing some devotionals over the last couple of weeks entitled Powered by Grace, because that's what we want for you guys. We want you guys to be empowered by grace to go through this thing that we call life that is often so filled with difficulties and hardships and things of that nature. And we need grace in order to get through these times. And something that's been on mine and Pastor Joey's heart recently over the last several weeks is encouragement. We as believers, we need to be encouraged, especially when we go through life and just all the difficulties that this life throws at us, as that was sort of the theme of what I talked about during my last devotional. Well, this morning as I was reading through the Word, my reading took me to Philippians chapter 1, verse 19, and I'll read that for you. The Apostle Paul writes, "For I know that through your prayers and the help of the Spirit of Jesus Christ, this will turn out for my deliverance." Now, most of us know that the book of Philippians was written from a prison cell. And we also know that many people describe this as one of the Apostle Paul's most joyous letters, and it's filled with encouragement. That was one of the main purposes that the Apostle Paul wrote the book of Philippians, was to encourage these believers. But the Apostle Paul was also encouraged by these believers. And as he's sitting here in this prison cell and he's not sure what the future might hold, the one thing that he requests from these Philippian believers is that they would pray for him. And as I think about this idea of our need for prayer and of our need for encouragement, one of the most encouraging things that we can experience as believers is to know that other people are praying for us. And I know for myself as a pastor, and I know Pastor Joey would say the same, one of the most encouraging things for pastors is to know that their people are praying for them. So that's just what I want to encourage you guys with here this morning, is to remember to be praying for your fellow believers in Christ, to be praying for your fellow church members. Now, the Apostle Paul here, again, he's in prison. He doesn't know how things are going to go. He doesn't know if he's going to be delivered out of prison, or he doesn't know if he's going to experience that ultimate deliverance in which he's going to leave this life and be in the presence of Jesus. But he knows that he needs the prayers of his fellow saints. And this isn't the first time that the Apostle Paul mentions his need for prayers. You can turn to Romans chapter 15. And towards the end of that letter, he again encourages the Roman believers to be praying for him. And my goodness, if the Apostle Paul, with all of his worldly gifts or all of his spiritual gifts that he had and all of his talents, if he understood that with all of that he still needed the prayers of other believers, we know that we certainly need prayers as well. And the awesome thing about prayer, as well as I think about this, is that one of the things that I think prayer is a thing that often gets overlooked in our own lives, in our spiritual walks. We want to be doing, we want to be active, we want to, we think prayer is sort of a passive thing, but prayer is not a passive thing. It is a very active thing. And in the book of James, he talks about how, Elijah, he was a man just like us, but yet his prayers yielded forth power. So prayers are a powerful thing. So don't ever think of prayer as something that's simply passive, but it is one of the most important things that you can be doing. So again, this morning, I just want to encourage all of you to be praying for each other, to continue to pray for myself, Pastor Joey, continue to pray for our church, because it is so encouraging to know that you guys are praying. Charles Spurgeon, one of the most successful pastors ever, again, a very gifted man. Someone once asked him what was the secret of his success or something along those lines, and he says it was that his people were praying for him. So folks, just please continue to do that. And I thank you guys, because I know you guys are such faithful prayer warriors, but please continue to do that. I know, again, as I said, we find that to be so encouraging, and I know your fellow believers do as well. All right. Well, thank you so much, and I love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.